Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of the Prambanan Ramayana. This carving shows an ancient aircraft called Vimana. Vimana means a flying machine in the Sanskrit language. There are several types of Vimanas mentioned in ancient Hindu texts. And in this carving, we see a specific type of Vimana called the Pushpaka Vimana. Let's see how the sculptor visualized it here. This line indicates the base of the seating area. This is where both Ravana and Sita are sitting. Interestingly, we can see seat belts. Yes, seat belts, just like what we use in airplanes today. Here you can see these safety belts going from the base and being secured onto Sita's legs. Initially, I thought Ravana had tied Sita to the airplane because she's being taken by force. But look nearby, you can see another seat belt secured on Ravana's leg as well. This is an interesting detail. I wonder how the sculptor came up with the safety belt mechanism 1,200 years ago. How does this Vimana fly? It's equipped with two giant wings on both sides. The wings look very similar to the wings of birds. If you look carefully, you can even see the feathers on the wings. But where are the wheels on the Vimana? How does this aircraft lift off? In modern airplanes, there are wheels that help them run for a distance and then slowly take off. But this Vimana is not equipped with wheels. So how will it take off? It is using a technology similar to rocket propulsion. Ever wondered how rockets take off without wheels? They're using the same technology. This demon is in charge of lifting this aircraft. I think it's pretty evident that he is in charge of lifting it by how he is shown here. Out of his neck, a powerful thrust would happen, which would result in the lift off of the Vimana. Ravana is basically flying Sinta to his palace, which is in Sri Lanka. Now, Ravana is shown in a completely different form here. In the last carving, he was shown in the human form. But remember, Ravana is a demon and he disguised himself as a human to fool Sita. Now we can see his true form. He is shown with 10 heads and 20 arms. The sculptor has actually carved all the 20 arms meticulously. You can count the 20 arms. And there's one arm holding a long spear and is attacking someone. Who is he attacking? He is attacking Jatayu. Who is Jatayu? We discussed this in a members only video. He was a giant bird who was a friend of Rama's father. We have talked about him in detail in the exclusive video. And yes, it was Jatayu, the giant bird, in the last carving as well. Jatayu was shown attacking Ravana on his head. Now, Jatayu is attacking him in mid-air, trying to save Sita. This is the very first dogfight ever recorded. Dogfighting or aerial combat is very rare, and historians record that such a fight first happened in 1913 during the Mexican Revolution, and World War I and II are full of such instances of dogfights. However, such aerial combat is mentioned thousands of years ago in ancient Indian texts, and perhaps the oldest carving of a dogfight is carved here in Prambanan 1,200 years ago. So, who won? Ravana emerges victorious as Jatayu was badly hurt, but he does something important before falling to the ground. Look carefully. Sinta is giving her ring to Jatayu and he is grabbing it. He is obtaining proof, evidence of Sita's abduction, even though he is getting speared by Ravana. When Rama and Lakshmana return from the hunting expedition, they realize Sita is gone. They desperately search for her and wonder what has happened to her. But they see Jatayu, who gives them Sita's ring and tells them how Ravana has taken her to Lanka. You can see Sinta's ring in his mouth. Jatayu is on the verge of death, but he has been holding on to his life just to inform Rama so he can rescue his wife. Interestingly, Jatayu's ruffled feathers have been carved. Look at his head, it's not smooth, it is carved with serrated edges, showing the trauma of the bird. The bird dies shortly after this. You can see the sadness in Rama's face. Rama started to cry out aloud when Jatayu died, but he is also completely heartbroken that his wife has been kidnapped. What will he do now? How will he rescue her? More importantly, how will he find the whereabouts of Sita? Here we can see Rama and Lakshmana walking around in the forest searching for Sita. They face this giant demon by the name of Kabanda. Kabanda is a very special demon because he does not have one face. His normal face is above the neck, but he has another face on his stomach as well. And Rama is releasing the arrow and see how the arrowhead is shown coming out on the other side. The arrowhead has pierced through his body and has come out on the other side. And where did Rama aim? He aimed for his heart. And ancient builders have put a brilliant detail here. They've carved a slight bulge in the line of the arrow, just like how a body would bulge if an arrow pierces it. This must have been very painful for the demon because you can see tears rolling out of his eyes, not only at the top, but also at the bottom. Now, did you realize the subconscious violence hiding inside Rama? In the previous carvings, as long as Sita was there, Rama never killed the enemy. Rama always gave them a chance to recover. In a previous carving, they were attacked by another demon, Virada, and he did not aim for his heart. Rama acts less violently when Sinta is around. In another classic story, Rocky, written by Sylvester Stallone, Mickey concisely sums it up as women weaken legs and tells Rocky to stay away from his girl in order to win the fight. But now, Sita is not there. So Rama has become more violent. He has shot the arrow straight through the demon's heart. Notice how Rama has now gathered two more men, shown standing at the far left, armed with a spear and dagger. Rama means business from now onwards and is going to stop at nothing to get his wife back. You can see a curious figure emerging out of a lotus behind the demon. Who is he? This is the original form of the demon. He too was a Gandharva, a demigod who was trapped in this demon's body. And after Rama killed the demon, the real form emerges out and thanks Rama. Remember the demon Virada? What was his fashion theme? He was ornated completely with skulls. Remember this? And now look at this demon. What is his theme? Snakes. Yes, even his necklace is made of a snake. There seems to be little snake babies dropping from his earrings, and even on top of his head, there is a hooded cobra, even though that detail has eroded. But there are two more snakes coming out of the body of the demon. What are they doing? They're fighting Lord Rama. They're trying to bite and defeat him. This snake is doing fine, but look at this one. What is it doing? Instead of focusing on Rama, it is getting distracted and it's looking at the ground. Why? Because there is a frog on the ground, and this snake is a real foodie. It loves eating and is thinking about eating even during a fierce fight. And look at the frog. Is he laughing at the stupidity of the snake? The snake doesn't realize that Kabanda has already received a fatal arrow to his chest and is dying. This means that the snakes will also die along with him soon, and this snake is still thinking about food while dying, and this is why the frog is laughing. Ancient builders have inserted comedy into such a serious scene 1,200 years ago, telling us that the demon and his accessories are stupid. Okay, here we have a strange carving where Rama is killing a crocodile, and analyzing this will take us out of the current flow of Ramayana. So I have explained it in a members only video, and I've already posted it, and the link is in the description and also the pinned comments. This is only for people who want inside access to our community and who want a deep dive into carving. So if you want that, please do join our inside access community and you'll get deep dive videos. Let's continue. Here we can see that Hanuman, the monkey god, has finally come to talk to Rama and Lakshmana as the brothers are wandering in the country of apes. Hanuman has brought his favorite food as a gift. This is placed in front of Rama. What is Hanuman's favorite food? It is laddu, a round, sweet dessert. And we can see 2 plates full of this dessert, and Hanuman is eagerly conversing with the humans. You can see him with an open mouth as though he's talking. Look at the body language here. Hanuman is shown on the ground with folded hands, a sign of respect, eagerly looking at Rama. However, Rama and his crew look reluctant to engage him in the conversation. They're looking away, and it appears as though they're not interested in talking to Hanuman. Why? Rama is preoccupied with redeeming Sinta. He does not want to be distracted by anything. But what does Hanuman want? In the next carving, we can see Hanuman and his friend taking Rama and his crew to meet the ape king. If you look carefully, you can see the body hair of these monkeys. You can see the individual strands of hair, not only on their legs and hands, but you can see how their hair runs on their heads. They have a small tuft of hair, a little bit elevated on top of their heads. This is interesting because the monkeys of Indonesia, known as macaques, have the exact same detail. They have a small tuft of hair on their heads. The sculptor must have spent some time examining the anatomy of these monkeys. Again, you can see the excitement in the faces of the monkeys, but Rama and Lakshmana appeared listless with a lackluster expression. They're not happy and they're not excited. Rama is very reluctant to follow these monkeys. He does not want to go and meet the ape king who was ruling his kingdom happily. Rama was stripped of his kingdom and he has been forced to live in exile. And on top of that, someone has also abducted his wife. So he is in no mood to meet a king who is ruling over his kingdom, sitting on the throne with his queen. What if the ape king ridicules Rama for losing his kingdom? What if he mocks Rama for losing his wife? Rama's mind was full of these questions. This is possibly the most interesting carving in all of Prambanan's Ramayana. Look carefully. Can you tell me what's going on here? Rama is tired of walking in the forest and tells Lakshmana to find some water to drink as he's dying of thirst. Remember, they're in a forest, so they use quivers or leather arrow bags as water bottles. You can see Lakshmana taking the quiver to fetch water. Lakshmana finds a small stream of clear flowing water. It seems to be coming out from a tree trunk. Lakshmana is glad that he found such a never-ending supply of water. He fills up the bottle and goes back to Rama. The beauty of this carving is that you can use the same carving on the left and interpret it completely differently this time. Lakshmana is giving the quiver full of water to Rama, and Rama drinks it and holds his head. Why? Because the water is so salty. It is not at all drinkable. Now, why is the water salty? Because what Rama drank was not water. It is the tears of the ape king. Look above the water source. You can see the king of apes sitting on a tree and crying like a child. Look how accurately the sculptor carved him crying just like a baby, crying with the hands on his cheeks, right? The ape king has a never-ending supply of tears, crying a river, and Lakshmana had mistaken it for a stream. The name of this king is Sugriva. Now, when Rama realizes this, he meets the ape king and they immediately become friends. Why? Because the ape king had lost his kingdom to his brother, just like Rama. Sugriva is also forced to live in exile, just like Rama. More importantly, his wife has also been abducted, just like what has happened to Rama. When you share so many things in common, what happens? You become best buddies. All this time, when Rama was following Hanuman to meet the ape king, he had been worried that the king would look down upon him for all his flaws. Now, Rama is shocked that Sugriva is going through the exact same suffering as him. So he vows to help him, and the king of apes is shown respectfully sitting at Rama's feet. Now, look at this cute little animal near Lakshmana who's collecting water from the tree. Look at its big eyes and small ears. Does this remind you of tarsiers? Yes, it is a pygmy tarsier. Look at how they have detailed the pupil of this animal. Do you know each eyeball of the tarsier is as big as its brain? But why did they carve this animal here? Are tarsiers native to India? No, they're not a native species of India, but this animal is a native species of Indonesia. The sculptors of Prambanan have added their own native animals to spice up these carvings. This is what makes the Prambanan Ramayana so unique. This carving shows every single figure smiling broadly. They could not control their surprise and happiness after seeing something. What has just happened? Why is the Monkey King looking at a bunch of tree trunks and smiling in joy? This carving has a lot of hidden details. Who forced the ape king Sugriva into exile? Who has taken Sugriva's wife away from him? His own brother Bali, another ape with unequaled physical strength. Sugriva respects Rama but doubts if Rama has enough strength to defeat his brother. He asks if Rama can pierce a tree trunk with an arrow. The carving shows Rama's response. He has shot an arrow from his bow, which has pierced through 7 trees in a row. The sculptor has shown a series of palm trees, and if you look carefully, you can see the arrow passing through the trees. The knock and the fletching of the arrow, the tail end of the arrow is shown at the first tree, and Sugriva is examining how Rama accomplished such a feat and is turning back and smiling at Rama. A squirrel is shown eagerly climbing the tree trunk, examining how the arrow has stitched the palm trees together, just like a needle stitching cloth together. There is another spectacular carving in India. This is carved in the Hoysaleswara temple, which shows the same scene. Rama shoots an arrow through 7 trees. Archaeologists consider this a masterpiece in sculpting. But this carving at Prambanan temple has a crazy detail that no one has noticed. A bird is shown standing at the far right, looking at the arrow in disbelief. What bird is that? A woodpecker. Yes, a woodpecker. This is the bird that is an expert at drilling through any tree trunk with its beak. But now the woodpecker is shocked. It is thinking, how did Rama do it so easily? I am the master of drilling through wood, but he is better than me. He drilled through 7 tree trunks in 1 second. Now, what a thought process, right? I'm not talking about the woodpecker. I'm talking about the sculptor. Whoever carved this woodpecker had a crazy insight, and nobody is going to notice this, right? Probably 1 in a million would realize that this is a woodpecker envying Rama. This is the beauty of ancient carvings. This is why we have to protect them. What we have is not just a carving. We can get a piece of insight into the mind of an ancient sculptor. Look how Rama's face is destroyed. This is intentional, and this is why it is so sad. We must protect these carvings at all costs. This makes us wonder, was Rama smiling for the first time since he lost his wife? Was he grunting while using all his might to accomplish such a feat? We can only guess how his face would have looked, but the rest of the faces show pure delight. Sugriva finally feels confident that Rama could defeat his brother. Hanuman is shown gasping out loud, showing all his teeth. Even Rama's brother and his assistant are shown smiling broadly as they've never seen anything like it. Here, we can see the battle has started between the exiled ape king Sugriva and his brother Bali. They're both wrestling with their legs interlocked. After Rama assured him that he would help Sugriva, Sugriva went and challenged Vali to fight him. Both the brothers are wrestling, but as they are fighting, Sugriva is shocked to see that Rama is just watching both of them fight, like he is watching a game of boxing. Even worse, Rama is seen casually discussing the details of the fight with his brother instead of helping Sugriva. Vali, being stronger, clearly defeats Sugriva, who suffers multiple cuts and wounds to his body. Sugriva is now running to save his life after accepting his defeat. Sugriva angrily comes straight to Rama and asks him why Rama did not help him. He accuses Rama of lying and not keeping his word to help him. Now, why did Rama not interfere when the brothers were fighting? Why did he not help Sugriva? The answer is in the carving itself. Look carefully. Can you tell who's who in this carving? Can you identify who's Vali and who's Sugriva? No, they're not carved to look similar. They're carved as identical twins here. Rama had the same confusion. He could not tell who was who and did not want to kill Sugriva by accident. He was not casually discussing with his brother. In fact, they were both trying to identify who was their friend and who was their foe. Sugriva tells Rama that he trusts him and goes back to battle once again with Vali. Here we can see the 8 brothers fighting. This is the second round. Can you tell the difference between these 2 brothers now? Yes. One of them is wearing a patch of leaves on his clothes. This patch is the badge or the ID of Sugriva. Rama gave Sugriva a garland or a patch of leaves to wear so he could tell the difference between the brothers. Here you can see Sugriva with a patch of leaves in a bent posture, ducking the arrow of Rama. Vali, who's facing Rama, is receiving an arrow to his neck. He's shocked that he has been shot by a sniper and is making a unique hand signal. What does this mudra mean? It is very important. Vali is blessed with a very special superpower. Whoever comes face to face and fights him, Vali will get half of his strength, which will be added to his strength. Remember, Vali just by himself is a very powerful king with exceptional physical strength. Now, when an enemy attacks, he takes half of the enemy's power and adds it to his own strength. And Vali, after getting hit by the arrow from Rama, is searching for Rama because if he sees Rama's face, he can increase his strength further. But notice how there is a tree in between Rama and Vali. Rama could see Vali, but Vali could not see Rama. Rama was aware of Vali's superpower, so he hid behind a tree and delivered a sniper attack. What is more interesting is that Rama has a spotter helping him. In modern warfare, a sniper usually has a spotter who gives precise information about the target. Remember, Rama could not identify who was his enemy during the last battle. So this time he gave a garland of leaves and he has also hired a spotter who's sitting before Rama and is pointing to Sugriva, telling Rama, Sugriva is the one with the garland, don't hit him. And Rama was able to hit Vali in his neck. The carving appears to show Vali nearly killing Sugriva. It appears that he has put him in a locked position and Sugriva is not able to breathe. It even appears as though he's throwing a piece of cloth. He's throwing in the towel himself. Literally, right? In boxing, you will see people throwing in the towel to accept defeat. Here, Sugriva is ready to throw in the towel and ready to resign. And Rama saves Sugriva at the right time by hitting Vali, and Vali dies. Hindu experts and commoners still debate if Rama was right in hiding behind a tree and killing Vali. After all, Rama and Vali did not know each other. Vali has not harmed Rama, so how could Rama kill a random stranger? Even if he decided to kill a stranger, why didn't Rama stand face to face and defeat Vali? If Rama was so righteous, how could he indulge in such a cowardly act? Some have argued that Rama was a human and Vali was a mere animal, a vanara or ape. The modern rules of warfare do not apply here. It should be seen as though a human is hunting a chicken or a deer in order to eat it. When a person is slaughtering a chicken or a goat for its flesh, most of us are not judging him if he's wrongfully killing the animal. Rama was merely killing an animal, and hence he did not care about hiding behind a tree. Even today, this is typically how a hunter would hunt any game. They would hide and use camouflage and shoot the animal to death. So, Rama was merely viewing Vali as an animal and killed him without any guilt or attachment. But this raises an important question. If Vali was an animal and was subhuman, what about his brother Sugriva? He too is an animal. So why did Rama go out of the way and go through all these pains to help a mere animal? Also, why does Rama treat Hanuman with great love and affection? After all, Hanuman is also another ape, isn't he? In fact, Rama treated all the apes with great love and affection. So, Rama did not kill Vali because he was an animal. He had a valid reason to kill Vali, even though he had never met him. Vali had abducted his brother's wife and had forced her to be his own wife. This was a very immoral act. All ancient scriptures condemn this act of taking one's sister-in-law by force. This is why Rama killed Vali. He could not tolerate such an immoral act and also wanted to help Sugriva regain his wife. In fact, Rama was doing a very noble act. He defeated an immoral being and he helped a king in exile regain his kingdom and regain his wife. But the question is, will Sugriva help Rama now to regain his wife? Here, you can see Sugriva has been enthroned as the king of all apes. You can see him sitting on an elevated throne, and notice the back of the throne. It has elaborate ornamentation. Where is he? He is in a palace. Look at the roof on top of him. Look at the radical change in his body language from his previous carving to this carving. Previously, he was getting beaten black and blue and is shown in a crouching position, ready to throw in the towel and run away. Now he is sitting majestically with a straight back, with one hand on his thigh, a sign of super confidence. This is why you need a good ally like Rama who can help you during times of trouble. Next to him is his wife, Ruma, who his brother had abducted. They have now become king and queen and are living a glorious life. Look at the halo behind both their heads. Sugriva has ordered all the important apes of the kingdom to come and meet with him. They're all sitting before him. Some of them are shown with apologetic faces because they would have worked under his rival Vali. However, Sugriva has to compromise with everyone and convince everyone that all the apes have to work together and accept him as their king. In the middle, you can see a fancy round table, and on it you can see bags, loads of bags. These bags are full of gold coins, and the new king is winning over the important citizens of the kingdom by giving them money. But will they be happy with money alone? On top, you can see jars of wine. We can see how even before 1200 years, politicians were the same. They're all teaming up with other politicians, businessmen, and influencers, and are coaxing them with money, power, and alcohol. Right next to the wine jars, you can see another ape directly pointing to the jars and turning back and asking another ape if he wants some wine. Between these two apes, there is an ape standing proudly, showing off his new silk clothes given by the king. There's something funny about him because he's showing off his golden earrings. They're long and are pinned to the top of his earlobes. Is he drunk? Behind him, you can see two apes sitting on the floor with their hands full of gifts. One of them is holding a shallow plate which appears to be full of gold bullion. The other ape behind him has a bigger, taller basket that appears to be full of gold coins. They're all smiles and have become subservient to their newly crowned king. On top, you can see a small rat poking around the ceiling. This is a sign that the palace is full of food. And at the very last, you can see an angry ape with nothing in his hands. Here, we realize that the king cannot satisfy everyone, and there will always be some dissenters and some people who are disappointed. It shows how ancient sculptors had a very good idea of politics, and they understood how things work better than an average human today. They have covered enormous ground with just one carving. It's a master class on how to come to power in a few short steps. Here you can see Rama and Lakshmana in the center, flanked by two apes. On the right is the ape king Sugriva, and on the left is Hanuman, who's looking over his shoulders to see if anyone is following them. These four are going to have a top secret meeting. What do they want to talk about? Rama has convened this secret meeting because he's starting to doubt if Sugriva had forgotten about him and has become busy with his work as a king. You can see them standing under the trees, implying that they're outdoors, and Rama is pointing to an indoor location so no one can hear them talk. If we see where Rama is pointing, we can see a roofed house. This implies a closed door meeting. Notice how both sides are flanked by trees, symbolizing an isolated location. Hanuman is sitting at the left and shown at the bottommost level, and also shown with his hands folded, shown as the most inferior of all four. Lakshmana is shown sitting third from the left in a namaste pose, surprisingly shown as the second inferior figure here. He's looking at Sugriva and is shown respectfully doing a namaste to him. A powerful turn of events that a human must respect an ape as his superior just because he has become a king and has access to unlimited resources. Sugriva, the ape king, is shown sitting upright at the far end with his hands on both legs, a sign of self-confidence and pride. Rama is carved second right and is shown sitting with his right hand leaning on a pillow, a sign of unattached philosophical mind, observing the changes in Sugriva. What did they discuss in the meeting though? What was the outcome? Something big must have happened because in the next carving, we can see a change of behavior in Sugriva. We can see him on his knees in a subservient position with his hands put in front, and Rama is shown seated comfortably before him as though he is the king now. Behind Rama, you can see Ruma, Sugriva's beautiful wife, along with other royal women. Why did the sculptor carve Sugriva's wife next to Rama? Can you explain this? Again, look at the elevation on which every figure is carved. In this carving, Rama and Lakshmana on the far right are seated at the topmost level. Sugriva and the other apes are shown at a level lower than them, implying their social status. Again, something big must have transpired in the meeting because the confident ape king has now understood his position. He has also brought a group of strong apes with him. Why? Now, Sugriva will send these apes in different directions to find the whereabouts of Sita. One ape sitting behind the ape king is shown listening intently to the conversation. This is Hanuman, who wants to help Rama at any cost. The other apes, however, seem to be distracted and are talking to themselves and are doing monkey chatter. This is a popular theme in Ramayana where the apes are shown as beings with a short attention span. They get distracted too easily and are not able to focus on things for a long time. However, Hanuman is a gem amongst the apes and is hell-bent on finding Sita. At the far right, you can see Hanuman searching the rooms on the upper floor of a house. Hanuman is checking if someone has been hiding Sita there. Some women have seen him and are yelling and screaming at the intruder. Where is Hanuman now? The carving shows us the location. Unlike the places we have seen before, this place is extraordinarily carved. In the ground floor, we can see a large box on the floor, which is full of gold. Next to it, we can see a giant jar, which is full of gemstones like diamonds, rubies, and emeralds. Behind the jar, you can see more jars stacked and tied together by strings. They're all full of gold and diamonds. The pillars on both sides are large and are exquisitely designed. The top floor is also adorned with beautiful square windows. You can see the 4 X marks on the windows. On top of the roof, there are plenty of pigeons, a sign of richness of the place. Where is he? He is in Lanka, the richest country at the time, filled with gold. The sculptor has added one more detail to confirm that Hanuman is in Lanka. Look at these 2 women screaming at him. Are they human? No, they have fangs coming out of their mouths. They're overweight and have eyes that are popping out. If you're still wondering if they're demons, compare them with the pretty women on the left. These two are the pretty normal women on the left, and on the right, they are clearly demons with different physical features. Aha! Now you understand why the sculptor carved the royal women of Sugriva next to Rama in the previous carving. So you can compare the women and the demons side by side and understand that Hanuman has now reached Lanka, the land of demons. Okay, now we have covered part 3 of Prambanan Ramayana. What happens next in Sri Lanka is going to be very interesting, and we'll see that in part 4. I am PraveenMohan. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.